Welcome back, my pretty ladies and my handsome men. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and press your notification bell so that you will be notified every time I post a video, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. And without further ado, let's get to today's video. So, today let us start out with this verse from Psalms chapter 27 verse 3, which says, "Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident." So, why I am starting with this today? Well, the reason is because this earlier today, I got this feeling slash kind of like a thought that was telling me to come here and tell you all that if you are waiting on the Lord, do not feel like you are alone. We are also doing the same. We are also waiting on the Lord. And sometimes it's easy to see when people are doing that. Sometimes it's easy to figure out that people are doing that. They're waiting on the Lord, or they're facing some challenges at that moment. Sometimes it's really easy to see that for certain people, but not for everyone. Some people, they don't show it. They know internally that they're going through it, but they don't show it. And that's a different thing in itself to talk about. So let's not go there. So I know and understand that in this day and age, it is very easy to feel small and not enough, especially when you look at social media. You feel like, oh, their life is so perfect. My life is so much of a mess. I felt like that too. That's why I'm saying this. So a whole lot of times we feel like that. And one advice that I really took from some people that I saw on social media is that if that person is making you feel small or it's making you feel less important, just unfollow that person, because you don't want your confidence or your trust in God to even be dampened even more because of seeing how others are progressing. And I've done that for certain things. It's not the easiest, because sometimes it's not so easy to just ignore those people too, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it's not that easy, but if you can, just do so. If it's a celebrity, they won't notice if you unfollow them. They won't notice if you don't check their story anymore. So don't think that, oh, okay, if I unfollow this person or if I don't check their story, they will notice. No, they won't. They have thousands of other people looking. Nobody will scroll through that much, except for if they have way too much of excessive free time, which I don't think any of us have right now. So yes. And even those people also who seem perfect out there, even they're having their own set of struggles. There's always so much more than what meets the eye. They used to say that, right? And it's true. There's so much more than what actually meets the eye. For some, you can actually see, but for many others, you can't. Because there's so much more than what meets the eye, and you can't always tell what others are going through or what others are feeling, or even if they look so picture perfect in real life, it's not really that picture perfect. It's not really that easy for them also to go through life. Even they have their struggles, even they have their challenges which they have to face. But the thing is that with those people that you tend to like look up to, or you tend to think that, oh, their life is so perfect, I wish my life was like theirs, it's mostly because they only show you the glamorous part of their life, not the sleepless nights, the baggy eyes, the tiredness in their face. They don't post that. They won't post that. I don't think any of us would like to post that either. We wouldn't want anyone to see us looking all drowsy and just done with everything. So yes, that's one thing, is that they always, not only them, all of us, we all only share the most glamorous part. We won't only blame them, because we would do the same that they're doing, that we would only show the glamorous part. So yes, if you are comparing yourself, stop. Stop right now, because even I've done that, and that will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. If you keep comparing yourself, it won't benefit you in any way, shape, or form, because I've done that. Take it from me. So, yes, I have done that too. Didn't benefit me in any way, shape, or form. Instead, what I did was, after I started realizing that, okay, not they may look picture perfect, but it's not the same when you actually see them in real life, or when you actually start speaking to them in real life. It's not actually the same. It's a lot different than what their online persona might be. So what I did was that, when I start feeling like, oh my gosh, my life is such a mess and their life is so perfect, when I start spiraling like that, one thing I always do is that, wait, even they might be having struggles that they're not talking about, and I'm just not seeing it. So let's not rush to judgment. Let's not rush to making ourselves feel small because we're seeing that they're doing good, because sometimes it's just so much more than what meets the eye. So God is actually testing everyone's patience and trust in different times. Just like the verse said earlier, though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. Just like this verse has said, it is a reminder for us to, number one, not be afraid of what the future holds, because you can't control, and you can't control it. And come what may, the Lord's will prevail. Even if you want to do your will, it'll eventually lead to God's will. So yes, uh even if you try to hinder it also, like I said, it will only lead back there. So no matter what happens, just have trust, have faith, have a little bit of faith, like I always say. And secondly, we shouldn't be afraid, because no matter what happens, the Lord will always protect you and never let you suffer more than what you can bear. And if anyone hurts you, just know that you wouldn't have to go and physically fight them. Okay, you wouldn't have to do anything to them, especially if you're a person that don't like to do all of that violence and everything. Especially if you're that kind of a person, you wouldn't have to go and fight there, because the Lord will fight for you and the Lord will avenge you. Especially if you're a person who can't really fight, or who doesn't like all of those things. So yeah, never feel like, oh my gosh, I got hurted and now I can't, like, they're going to roam free even though I'm hurted. Like, they won't know what pain I'm feeling. They somehow, some way, somewhere along the way in their life, they'll face the same thing, and maybe it'll remind them of what they did to you, or maybe it would just be a lesson for them. It could be either one. Either one is not bad either. So yeah, waiting on God and having patience is not easy. It is not easy, but the fruits of it taste even better and even sweeter, because you know the value of what you have worked hard for, and you know how much you sacrificed everything, how much you have worked hard to just get what you actually want. So you will value it more, and you will not take it for granted, because it wasn't just handed to you. You have to go through many different things to get there. So yeah, so let this be a reminder that having patience is not easy. Having patience is not easy, especially when you feel like you are doing everything right. Especially when you feel like you are doing everything right. You're like, why is this still happening? It's not easy either ways. But in that time, God is still testing you, as we all know. So in that time, one thing that has really helped me recently is that, when I find myself in that kind of situation where I can really feel like God is testing me, I'm just like, before I get mad, because all of us would get mad if that happens. So before I get mad, I use this one advice which I saw, which said that if God is testing you, or you are feeling something so extreme happening around your life, just ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What is this whole thing trying to teach me? Because when you do that, your brain, it tends to rationalize the whole situation. In that way, you don't spiral, because you have more knowledge of, you have more analysis of the whole situation as to how different things could play out in different kind of situations. So you just rationalize it out, and then you just become calm, and you're just like, okay, I won't spiral anymore, because now I know. So yes, I've been doing that too. It has really helped me to not spiral too much, because I would go through spirals where I just be like, oh, what is happening? And then later I just be like, oh, okay, I just needed to cry, or to just shout, or something. Sometimes you just need to cry. Sometimes you just need to sleep. Daniel slept in the lion's den. So when trouble comes, sometimes when you can't rationalize, go take a nap. Go sleep. It's fine. Go sleep. It's your work is not running anywhere. So yeah. With that, I would just like to remind you all once again that we all are facing challenges, we all are facing trials, we all are trying to do our best to get by. So let's all just have patience, me and you both. Let's all just have patience and a little bit of faith. And like I always say, even if you're mad at God, just go tell him that you're mad at him, because I don't think he will take it too hard, because he knows that you're mad at him. So you can say sorry later after you've calmed down. But then, even if you're mad, just keep talking to him. It will really help you. It will just calm you down. It will just help you not spiral way too excessively. So yeah, just have patience. And no matter what life throws at us, the Lord will not give us more than what we can bear. Even if you feel like you're at your last straw, the end of your straw, it is not the end. It is not the end. So you can still go on, you can still do it. And because he will never give you more than what you can bear. So this, I'm reminding you and me, that he will never give us more than what we can bear. And he will always take care of us, and he will always show us why we had to do all that we did, why we had to go through all that we went through, just so that we will know the value of things even more. We will understand the value of things even more, because when we start taking things for granted, we don't appreciate it, we don't know how to respect it, we don't know how to appreciate it, because it was just handed out to us. So yeah, that's all. Don't forget what I said in the beginning, to subscribe and to turn on your notification bells. And with that, bye bye.